When visitors, the tourists visit the country, they're looking for a unique experience. And one of the areas that is increasingly picking momentum today is the one of culinary or food tourism.
We were inspired by conservation, the love for conservation, love for the African culture, love for travel, love for cars, and of course, above all, love for our beautiful country, Uganda. So it's been a privilege for us to market the country and for us to bring in visitors into the country. We feel like that is part of how we contribute to the economy of the country, to the love of the country. That's how we show our patriotism, taking care of people so that they go back to their respective countries and they say really good things about our country, Uganda. We have oriented our teams. They are conversant with the country, they are conversant with the roots, and they are really, really knowledgeable. They are friendly, so they make friends with these tourists, and this works to our advantage because seeing these simple moments, enjoyable moments out there with the team, running on social media, running on our social medias, our Instagram, our TikTok. They are really humanized experiences. They are not too technical. It is really easy to relate to our content. About Uganda, it really does not have only the national parks to showcase. It doesn't have just the culture. Well, that is also rich, but man, have you tried our food? We have delicacies. We've already established that we are a very warm country. What kills us? We just have to showcase the different kinds of food that Uganda has to offer. We are at the equator, so we have very plump and round fruits. Have you tried our pineapples? Have you tried our watermelons? All these are organic foods. All these are foods that are refreshing, and it is really something that people should really be interested in showcasing. And we think that Uganda should be doing better because we are a beautiful country. We think that for us as the tourism stakeholders, we really call upon the government to really take on marketing initiatives for the country. We can really benchmark. We have seen Rwanda do Visit Rwanda with Arsenal. We can also go for big brands, ask them to showcase our beautiful country. It is beautiful. We just need to do a little bit more for people to know about such a harvest. We shall see that in 2023, the number of visitors that came into the country surpassed the levels in 2019 by 20%. Now that's a very big growth, and it's really promising that if we put effort in the right stakeholders, the right things, the right material and resources, we shall see it growing. Tourism in Uganda is really promising. So in this new year, 2025, we are really looking at the future with bright smiles because we believe we are going to do better as a safari company. Come on, we are ready. First of all, we have been priding ourselves in branding. Have you seen our cars? Have you seen our socials? We really take pride. Then also, as the new year is starting, there is an excitement. Of course, it's a new year. We have new prospects. We intend to orient ourselves as a team on the latest digital platforms, digital resources that we can take advantage of, all of us as a company, beginning with the team leads and down really going to the last person that works in this company. So we hope that once we have the knowledge that we are supposed to be having, 2025 is really going to be a great year for us.
When I get this financing in this form, am I going to be under or above water? Am I going to make profit or not? Because that should be now the basis of your financing decision. Yeah, and based upon that, then you will not make certain decisions of what sometimes customers will complain and say, but me, that's what I was offered. I asked for 100 million, they gave me only 50. If 50 is not going to work for you, then it's better you don't take it. Why? Because you're probably going to stop halfway and you'll have created another problem. You have an obligation you can't repay because you haven't completed. Yeah. Now, the other thing that we always encourage is let's have full disclosure. Full disclosure in terms of what are your full requirements, what are the things you don't tell us that could impact your performance. Yeah. Because then, based on the full knowledge of what we expect, we can make recommendations on what will work for you.
Now, many professions today are worried about AI or artificial intelligence and the impact it's going to have on their areas of specialization. Now, today we're looking at what are actually the challenges that AI presents, but at the same time, what you need to do as a person to stay relevant in a fairly complex workspace, made complex by, among others, advancement in technology, but then also the ever-increasing demands of the employers.
One of the things to remember, many people say that AI is going to take jobs, but the reality is that the people who know AI are the ones who are going to be taking the jobs and even retaining them. So if you don't know AI, if you don't know how to interact with it to make your productivity higher, to be more efficient, you are going to go the way of the dinosaur. One of the things that I use artificial intelligence for, I use a number of different platforms. One of the most important ones is ChatGPT. Now, many of you have been using ChatGPT, but ChatGPT has a lot more capability than you realize. If you have the paid version, which is about $19 a month, right, you're capable of doing a lot of different things. How I use it, because I do importing, I upload the East African Trade Tariff Guide along with a number of different books pertaining to mastering importing and exporting. So now, anytime I want to import something, I ask a question, what is the import duties for this particular item? And it will give me the import duties. If I ask it to give me the complete duties, and I'll tell it how much it costs, not only will it give me the import duties, it will give me the import duties, it will give me the VAT tax, it will give me the infrastructure fees, and all associative fees related to that particular import. And it gives me a good roundabout figure as to how much I need to pay. Now, the reason that's really, really good is because of the fact that it gives me a good idea before I even engage in any of the suppliers that I'm purchasing from. Is it really worth importing, right? Is it too expensive to import? Is it profitable to import? So all these things are there. The other thing also that I use AI for is to create business plans, right? So we all know that a business plan is an actual living document. It changes based on the conditions of the economy and what your objectives are. So I use it to create business plans and to update my business plans as needed so that I can remain profitable. How do you do that? You go to ChatGPT, and if you never use ChatGPT, go to chat.openai or just simply search for ChatGPT in the Google search bar. So if I'm doing a business plan, right, I open up ChatGPT. Now, one of the things you can do if you have the paid version, you can actually get a book on creating business plans, upload it by creating your own GPT, right? And then asking it the question, right? I want to create a business plan, let's say for my import-export business. Make it a 6 months business plan, create a marketing plan with it, create a business plan with it, and also suggest any other ideas that will help me be successful in Uganda. And also look at the statistics for Uganda for that particular market or that particular business segment. It will go out to the internet, examine the statistics for Uganda for that particular segment, and they will proceed to do a marketing plan, a business plan, and any other document that you need. Most people say that AI is doing more harm than good. So what's my take on it? I want to make an analogy. A hammer is good if we use it as a tool to build a house. But we can use that same hammer to knock somebody in the head and kill them. So it's not necessarily about the tool itself, if it's good or bad, it's how we use that tool. For instance, I teach. So if children, right, are using AI to cheat on their work, it's doing more harm. But if they use it as a tutor, where it's actually educating them and teaching them how to acquire a skill, then it is actually being productive and it's helpful.
Thank you for being part of the show. Now, that's all we had for you on this week's edition of Money and Markets. Remember, Money and Markets is brought to you by Absa Bank Uganda, working with you the journey of how you can make money, grow it, but most importantly, keep that money. Now, we have these and more stories on our social media platforms, but then also our website. We'd like to keep getting that feedback from you, and we keep the engagement going. Now, from me and team, I'd like to wish you a very good evening, and God bless you.
When your business story reaches global markets, we have the world-class risk mitigation tools to help you thrive through the turbulence. At Absa Corporate and Investment Banking, we are invested in your story, and we invite you to write it with us because your story matters. Absa.